This is something that many people struggle with, and this is why. Confidence is built, not born. And so, if you lack confidence, it's not because of anything you were born with, or you weren't born with the right parents, or you didn't have enough money when you were young, or any other reason you can come up with. It's simply that you haven't done the work to build it. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to do that. Now, there are two main types of confidence. One of them is what we might call a fake it till you make it type of confidence. So this is where you pretend to be confident until you actually become more confident. Because here's the thing, confidence is a skill. If you want to get good at any skill, you need to practice the behaviors associated with that skill. And this is the easiest way to do it. For example, if you want to become a more confident leader, then start acting like a more confident leader. Start taking charge, start giving direction, start helping others. Even if you don't feel like doing those things, just start doing them anyway. Eventually, your actions will start to influence your thinking and you'll begin to believe in yourself more. So that's one type of confidence. You kind of trick your brain into feeling more confident by behaving in a more confident manner. And yes, this is completely possible. Yes, you can fake confidence. In fact, I would say that faking it is absolutely necessary in order to become more confident. This is a core concept behind something called the chameleon effect. Basically, if you want to change your beliefs, you need to change your actions first. And so this can be applied to many areas of life, not just confidence. For example, if you want to become happier, you need to start acting happier. Fake it till you make it. However, there is another type of confidence, which is more real and more sustainable. We might call this authentic confidence. The best way to build this type of confidence is through self-mastery. And self-mastery is all about becoming better at controlling your mind and your emotions. Because everyone, and I mean everyone, lacks confidence in some areas and is very confident in other areas. So for example, you might be very confident when it comes to your career, but very unconfident when it comes to relationships. Or you might be very confident when it comes to talking to women or men, but very unconfident when it comes to public speaking. And this is why it all comes down to how much you've mastered yourself in each area. So for example, if you're really good at your job, if you're really skilled at what you do, then you probably feel very confident at work. On the other hand, if you're not very skilled at work, then you probably feel less confident at work. The same is true for every area of life. The more competent you are, the more confident you feel. The more incompetent you are, the less confident you feel. And competence is not something you're born with. It's something you develop over time. So for example, when it comes to women, if you've had a lot of experience with women, if you understand female nature, if you know how to treat a woman and how to behave around women, then you'll be very confident with women. But if you're inexperienced, if you don't know what you're doing, then you'll feel less confident around them. Same thing with public speaking. If you've done it a lot, if you've practiced it, if you know how to speak to an audience, then you'll be confident when you're speaking in front of an audience. But if you're inexperienced, if you've never done it before, then you'll probably be less confident. So whenever you're lacking confidence, ask yourself, what makes me less confident? What am I worse at? What haven't I mastered yet? What haven't I learned yet? What skills do I need to develop? And once you figure that out, you need to put in the work. You need to learn the skills. You need to become better. I'll give you another example from my own life. When I started my channel, I was very nervous every time I recorded a video. I would shake, my hands would sweat, I would feel very uncomfortable. I would doubt myself. And this is understandable. Putting yourself out there for the entire world to see is scary. It's very intimidating. And I felt intimidated. I felt less confident. But I knew that in order to become more confident, I needed to keep doing it. I needed to keep putting myself out there. So I did it week after week after week. And eventually it got easier. Eventually I became more comfortable. I became more confident. And now I can confidently say that I am confident on camera. But it took a lot of work. It took hundreds of videos. It took years of practice. I've recently looked back at some of my older videos and I cringe when I see myself. I look back at myself and I see how far I've come. And this is the key. Just keep working. Just keep getting better. Just keep learning, because confidence is built, not born. You cannot wait to feel confident in order to take action. You need to take action in order to feel more confident. And this is why confidence is often described as a feeling. If you look at the word confidence in the dictionary, the definition is a feeling of self-assurance arising from one's knowledge of their own ability. So confidence is a feeling, and it's also a skill. A lot of people focus too much on the feeling aspect, but they neglect the skill aspect. They want to feel confident, but they don't want to do the work to become more confident. So let me give you an example of this. Let's say you want to become a better basketball player. You want to become more confident in your ability to play basketball. Well, what would you do? You would probably practice. You would probably try to get better. You would probably watch videos of other great basketball players and learn from them. You would probably eat healthier, exercise, and take care of your body. You would probably do all sorts of things to improve your skills, right? And you would do all of these things consistently over a long period of time, months and years. Why? Because you know that if you want to become a great basketball player, you can't just do 1 or 2 drills and expect to suddenly be as good as Michael Jordan. You need to put in the hours. You need to develop the skills gradually over time. And the same is true for confidence. There is no magic pill. There is no quick fix. There is no one-size-fits-all solution. You need to find out what works for you. You need to experiment. You need to read books, talk to people, try new things, reflect and adjust. But most importantly, you need to take consistent action over a long period of time. So remember, confidence is built, not born. If you lack confidence, it's not because of anything you were born with. It's because you haven't done the work to build it. So go out there and start building it today. As always, thanks for watching. And if you want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love. Until next time.